Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. This morning, I have obviously readjusted my desk because the frame, like, you can see all kinds of ugliness. So, noted. Also, those are my ballet shoes, apparently, which are going to be on screen. Cool. Let me get the mic a little bit closer. Today is more of a talking heads thing. A friend of mine, a friend and colleague. She was like, I want to start learning Python. And I was like, cool. I learned Python the hard way. Literally, actually. Let me get these bucks in order. Not at all in order. Okay, here's the first one. So learn Python the hard way. Zed Shaw is brilliant. Actually, I had the fortune of hearing him speak. He's brilliant. But long before there was a book, he put this regimen of Python exercises, which takes you through every concept, and you should type every single exercise out, and it's hard. It's not actually that hard. It's more about doing the work. Shockingly. And yeah, this is obviously, this is the new version of it. But back when I took this, it was a real ugly, it was a really ugly website back in the day. And this is literally, the whole book is free online. So this is everything you need to know. Make it work. And if it doesn't work, go back and fix it. And the going back and fixing it is key, because that's where you actually learn to debug Python, figure out where you forgot your semicolon, your spacing, stuff like this. But yeah, it's a great book, and it's available free, so there's really no excuse. The thing is that it's going to take a while, and maybe you don't have time. So if you don't have time for whatever reason, like maybe you've been asked to review some code with Python, if you're in that situation, that assumes that you already have object-oriented experience, or you have related language experience of some sort. In that case, just use your logic and go look. This is actually how I found myself as a reviewer in OpenStack years past without a lot of Python experience, was because I had object-oriented experience. So I was able to follow the logic, download, reproduce environments, stuff like this. But if you've got the time, check out, that is not the home screen. Check out Learn Python the Hard Way. That said, the way that I first was introduced, let's stop sharing this one. This might be a quick one today. Is that I had a MOOC. I, first of all, do not have any CS computer science experience, like degree or minor or undergrad, master's, none of it. I am a self-taught person from way back in the day. And one of the 3 languages that I self-taught first was HTML, CSS, JavaScript. This was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm dating myself a little bit. But it basically meant, because I kind of picked up that logic and had the passion in the beginning, that it made it easier to pick up new languages along the way. But one of the things that I always thought was, what am I missing having not gotten a degree. And so one of the things that I tracked down is in the early days of the MOOCs, I found this. And it was MIT's CS intro. This is actually the same one that I took back in 2017, 2016, something like that. I highly recommend it. I don't know if it's still free on edX. Free. And then, yes, you can get the certification if you want to, but it's really about filling in those gaps. Here's the thing. So Annabelle, who is the main instructor on this particular course, she was like, this course is cool, but it kind of ramps up really fast. So if you've never had any Python or programming experience, it's too fast. And so she wrote a book, and I totally bought it because I was like, yes. And it's Get Programming, Learning to Code with Python. There's a link in the description, and I strongly recommend it if you're starting from scratch, like day zero, never having programmed BASIC or don't like math kind of thing. Start with Get Programming because she breaks it down, and she breaks it down for non-programmers. And that's what I love. So a lot of times when people are new to programming, I send them to these two books. And I'm like, learning the Python the hard way is free. Here's the thing is that a couple of years, how old am I? When was this? At a certain point, I was like, you know what? I had been doing code reviews, but I was like, I want to fill in some details. And so I was like, I want to buy a Python book. What Python book are people recommending? And tons of people recommend Zed Shaw's Learn Python the Hard Way. But I heard about this book, Head First Python. I haven't read it. It has never been opened. Like I got it and I was like, I don't have time, actually. And I just threw it on my shelf. But what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is chewing through this little monster. It's the concept of Head First, because they have a whole series of books, I think is kind of like the For Dummies series from when I was cool, I guess. And so it's kind of brain friendly. There's pictures. It's the information is chunked a little better instead of just all in your face. So I'll let you know how it goes. It'll probably take me. Do I give myself a time limit? I'll give myself a month. January 2021. Python Head First. All right, we're going to do this. So that's what we're doing. And I hope this helps you if you want to get started with Python. And if you, let me go over to comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. Otherwise, we're done for the day. That's it. That's all I had for today, was just introduction to Python, how you got started. I would love to hear how you got started. I kind of got started death by fire with OpenStack and doing code reviews, and it's very stressful. I'm not sure I would recommend it to anyone to do it that way. On the one hand, code reviews is like real world experience, But on the other hand, stress and the stress of, am I going to get fired and stuff like that? I was not. I did fine. It was a sink or swim situation. I swam. But I wish that I had a little bit more bandwidth for these. Now, I will say, I gave a talk like 5 years ago about learning to learn. It was about how you can take, if you've already got one language in your head, like HTML, as you're learning the new language, you can logic out control variables, blah, 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 blah. Like this was a structure on here, but on here, it's like this kind of relational knowledge. And it helped. And at the end, there was a question from the audience, and they were like, I had said during my talk, I'm here because I gave birth to my son, and I could no longer do what I was doing full time. And so I was switching to part-time. And one of the things I was doing was inhaling a lot of knowledge very quickly in order to do interviews and stuff like this. And this was my trick for Python. And one of the guys in the audience raised their hand. They were like, I too have a newborn and would like to be a Python programmer. And how do I make time? And I said, well, if you actually want to do it, you'll make time. And I mean, that saying, where there's a will, there's a way. It sounds cliche, but it's actually true. If you want something, you will make time for it. If you don't have time for exercise, it's because you don't really want to exercise. And a year later, talking at the same conference, the person who introduced me to the talk at that conference, he goes, hey, I don't know if you remember me or not, but last year you gave a talk on learning and learning how to learn. And I asked, how do I make time? And I made time to study Python, and I am now a Python programmer. And I was just like, oh, that's so awesome. So I hope you make time. It does take a little bit of time. It's worth it. If you've never had programming before, definitely do the Get Programming book. If you have had programming before and you want to be thorough, learn Python the hard way. And I'll let you know about the head first, the brain first. I'll let you know about the head first in about a month. We'll do a review in 4 Wednesdays. I don't even know what day it is. The 6th. What year is it? So yeah, if there are no questions, this is a short one today. Because apparently I got a big book to go through. Yeah. Actually, there's a bunch that I could skip. That's the other secret of books. Okay, so other thing, I'm pretty much showing my age just by pulling out a book with actual paper, right? But this is the reason why. I found that I love paper for learning over a Kindle or iPad or whatnot, is that I can write notes in the corners, but also I can skip around very easily. Actually, this is cool because like a lot of this I already have. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. This is intro. Here's the thing, by the way. Here we go. What's Python? A non-venomous snake? A late 1960s comedy troupe? A programming language? gosh, it's all of these things. Somebody's obviously spent too many days at sea. Okay. Well played. I'm already appreciative. With comedy. It's the little things. Yeah. Okay, I'll start. I'm already on page 2. But it's like, how many pages? 30 something, 38 pages of intro. Crap. Okay, so I feel a little bit more like I can do this in a month if there's going to be a lot of space. What's in the back? The index. Cool. Oh, there's tons of appendix too. Cool. So the actual book is only this much. Okay. All right. Take care, y'all. Have a great Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday. And I will see you all next Wednesday, every Saturday night, Dutch time. We stream an escape room, and every Wednesday morning, Dutch time, we do an open source something. Today was Python. I hope it helps. Let me know, and I'll see you on the flip side. I gotta learn to do this more while I'm talking, right? Right. Bye.